What's going on, everyone? So, my name is Mario, and I have been trading now for about 5 years. Recently, I learned how to do the Strat, and I've been trading with that for about a year. So, I started off with a certain amount of money, ended up losing that all, went to paper trading, used about a $250 hypothetical account paper trading, and I took that on January 1st until about the end of March to $1,000 to about 1,000 to $1,200 around that range. So I figured, okay, I think I'm ready to now start live trading. And with paper trading, if you saw a few of my previous videos, I actually was talking about how the emotions were about the same with live trading with actual money in your portfolio account, and I couldn't have been more wrong. So the emotions are a lot more heightened. It's been a long time since I've actually traded with live money, probably about, I would say, August or September of last year was when I actually traded with live money. So I was just watching it. I was studying more. I ended up joining a community with Kia Keeley and his Advanced Trading Academy, which I highly recommend. If you want a link to it, it'll be down below. I do get a small finder's fee, but it doesn't take anything away from you. And if you also want his book, I'll also link it down below. I do get a small finder's fee for that as well, but it is more than worth it. I highly urge you to get it. So, what you're seeing here is my screen, and I ended up getting cooked this week. So, I want to be fully transparent. One of my best times that I was trading was with a different strategy. I was using pre market levels, I was using support and resistance on those pre market levels on a 1 minute strategy, and I took $200. It was about that. It's actually been a few years now. It was around right after COVID, but I took about $200 and I turned it close to $8,000. That was the best that I ever did, and I remember Kia Keeley Taylor in one of his videos said that you'll end up with a strategy that is going to work out really well for you when you first start. When you first start, it's going to work, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to take this to the moon. And then you end up just crashing out because you don't know what you don't know, and you're not sophisticated yet as a trader. And I don't think I'm there yet. I'm 5 years into this on and off. I did quit for about a year at one point when I ended up losing the 8,000, just because of the mental state of losing that and thinking that I had made it and thinking that I was on my way. So they do say it takes about 8 years for you to become a profitable trader, and if so, I'm halfway there. I have I am really proud of where I went with the paper trading this year, and I know it's not with actual money and the emotions were there, but it's not as heightened as it is now. I'm trying to get that in check. Luckily, I did get smoked this week, but not terribly. So I started out like I said, I started out with 250, took it to $800 in a matter of a couple of trades, but then ended up losing some of that to negate the profits. But I want to be fully transparent. And it's also for me to journal my trades. So disclaimer: this is not financial advice. I am not a financial expert. This is more for me to journal my trades to show you what you can do and what's possible in trading as a side hustle, even if you're working full time. And it's also for educational purposes and entertainment purposes. So this is not financial advice. So I do work full time. I am a brand manager for a company that produces uh, educational content. So I can't always keep my eyes on things. I do. I hold meetings. I have to hold teams accountable. I run divisions. I run marketing teams. I help sales teams. I help events. So I can't always keep an eye on things. So I have to trade and I have to swing trade. Unfortunately, this week it has been really crazy. There's been a lot of headlines. It's a really headline driven market, very similar to when I first started in COVID around that time. So I will go ahead and show you a couple of the trades that I ended up taking that worked out well and trades that I took that did not work out so well. And this is what these are for. These videos are for me to also really see what was working, what didn't, and how I can improve. And of course, if you want to learn more, like I said, click the link below, subscribe. And this is one of the side hustles that we talk about in Busy Parent for earning income on the side, especially if you want to start to supplement your income, maybe replace your income from your full-time job. This is a way that you can do it. So I ended up I love to trade on the 2 hour. So when I was paper trading, I know some people do it on the 4 hour. A lot of people do it, of course, on the daily. But I like to trade on the 2 hour because if I see a reversal, usually on the 2 hour, it's enough data. Sometimes on the hour, you'll have a two up, two down reversal. But I like to have the 2 hour to kind of solidify it. I also love to do, and if you see me looking to the side, I have my side screen here where you can see my charts. I love to trade on a 2 hour if I have inside bars. So if you want to get to learn more about, if you wanted to learn more about how these 1, 2, 3 bars are labeled and why they're labeled this way and how they move, go ahead and click the link below to grab Kia Keeley's book. It has the basics and it also has a more thorough um, explanation of how to options trade and how to get in and out of these trades. But sometimes I can get a little bit impatient, and that's been my fault. Is when I was paper trading, I was very patient. I wasn't trying to rush into the market. I wasn't trying to rush into a trade. I actually took my time and let the 2 hour candles form, and that's where I am very comfortable taking a trade. So you can see here that I have a parallel channel, and a parallel channel is you'll see the stock or the ticker start to kind of go up and down and respect that parallel channel almost as support and resistance from a certain way. So I had one going down and then I got this other one going up. So one of the things that I need to do better at, and this is more just me studying and getting better as a trader, is when it does change, I need to get better at recognizing that. So Apple did fill a gap all the way back here. So this was a gap back in May of 2024 that I saw, and I'm like, when is this thing going to fill this gap? And we went through the entire year of 2024 up until just recently in April, where it filled. Now, I knew that once it filled, it was going to climb back up. And I ended up taking, unfortunately, let's see here. So I took this down and I took some profit on there. And then let's see, I think I took it down here on this two. I took some down here, and then it reversed. I thought she was going to come back down to take a pivot, which I have somewhere down here. I thought she was going to take the year out, the 2 year. So there is a pivot there that I thought she was going to take, and she didn't. Actually, there's also a pivot here, which it didn't take that, and I thought it was going to take that out, and it didn't, and it kept going up. So I took it here. I took some profit when it started to reverse on me. And then I realized that it was going up, and I took a couple of, I can't remember exactly where, but I know the one that I took definitely was when I hit this top parallel channel. So I hit this top parallel channel here, and then you see the two down. You see the two down right there. I took that because I was expecting it to fill this gap right here, fill it to 199.46, and possibly to come back down and hit the bottom of this parallel channel. So it didn't, and it hit this two up on the 2 hour. It knocked me out of my position. I want to hold true to stop losses, and have it set. I didn't hold it. I didn't hold true to that on one of my other trades, and it smoked me. So I have to get tighter. But there's times where I'll get in too early, and I'll have my stop loss way too tight, and it forces me out too early. So it got me out there. I didn't take this two down back. I don't think I had enough settled cash yet to get back into this trade. So you saw this two down. There was another two down. I still didn't take that because I was still a little bit weary because of that loss. But this is what I love right here. It had the two, one, 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 two. So I let that go. I saw that it now covered that gap. It filled the gap, and then what I did was I ended up taking this 2-1-2 down. I took this 2-1-2 down, and once I saw that it started to reverse, and then you see this 2-1-2, I got out. I got out here. I collected profit. It was a very good trade, really good trade. I took a good amount of profit. Ran up, and then I saw this hammer here, and then I saw this two down, and I took this two down here because I'm like, okay, um, we got that two down. Let me see where it was at. And it was because the week was down as well. At the top of that parallel channel, the week was down, and I decided, okay, let me take that two down because I thought it was going to then hit the bottom of the parallel channel. It didn't, but I ended up taking this two down, it gapped down, and then I took profit around here. So I didn't wait to see if it was going to reverse. So I said, okay, I got enough. I like where it was at. I just took profit. And then you could see this 2-1-2 here. So I thought it was going to hit the bottom of this parallel channel. It looks like it's on a different parallel channel, and this could be a bull flag. I have gotten caught up in Apple before where there is a bull flag and you see that it starts to creep up and then it just falls off a cliff. I've had a lot of success doing that, but I've also gotten burned going up the bull flag and thinking that it's going to keep going up. So what happened was the week. So I noticed that the week went down, and this is where I come to fault as a trader as of right now, is that I took it way too early because you see that it was a failed two down on the week. What I thought was going to happen was because the month was down, the quarter was down, that once the week went down, it was going to then come down and hit that two down on the year, but also, and you can see that there's a gap right here. It's not the traditional gap. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know that it has to fill that as well, which I think it did there. But there's these gaps here in these long wicks. But I thought it was going to then come down here and take out the year to finish this broadening formation, and it didn't. So I have my broadening formation here. You can see there was a small one up here. It's come all the way up to take these out. It took that out, and now I thought it was going to come down here to take this out, but it looks like there's more in play. Also on the month, it is hammering out. Everything else also as well. The Qs are hammering out as well as the futures. So I'm wondering with one more week and then a new month if we're gonna take a two up on that. So that is where I lay at fault as a trader as of right now, is that I took the two down thinking that it was going to really blast and come down, and I was going to have the bottom of this candle as my profit target. So you can see that I have the Fibonacci retracement on that, and I got down. Okay, so this is where I took profit, and then right when I took profit, I saw that it continued on the two down. That's also where I shouldn't have gotten the two down. I should have waited for a confirmation, but I see here that this was a continuation, and of course, as Stratters from Sarah the Strat Sniper is only trade on actionable signals. So I didn't have one. I got impatient because I thought I thought I was going to lose out on taking the week down, but instead it did a 2-1-2 back up, and it then changed the continuity on the week. So the week went green, but I did not expect it to just skyrocket like that. So I held here, I held it because I thought it was going to just touch the week and come back down. Now, it didn't do that. I held overnight and it just gapped up. So once it gapped up, I was going to hold. And then I saw this 2-1-2 here. I had time left on my contracts. I had like 25 days left. And then I saw this 2-1-2 down. So I was like, okay, I'm in the clear. I'm good. And then that was not the case either, because you could see that this was a failed 2 with it coming back up and closing above the open. And then so I ended up taking a loss there. This is where I need to get better at, because now we're looking at an outside week. So I'm usually good with outside days. Outside weeks are where I'm struggling at, and this is where I have to get better at looking at it and realizing what it's going to do. So we are above the 50. We have the week. The week is up, and it looks like it is on the way to take this out for an outside week. Now there have been times where it looks like it's going to be an outside day, an outside week, an outside month, and it doesn't happen to take the other side out, and it comes right back down. So that's where I ended up getting pretty much smoked for the week, trying to hold on to that, thinking that it was just going to retrace back up to the 50 around there and come back down, because sometimes that's what it does, especially with Apple. But it looks like everything else, sorry, it looks like everything else, including the futures, look like they're going to take the outside week. So I then saw Microsoft is another one that I like to trade, and you can see here that I have these parallel channels as well. So then I saw that Microsoft took this 2 up, and it changed the continuity on the month. It changed the continuity on the day. And we're up on the week. So we are, and I don't like how this does this. You can see here that it makes it look like the week is down, the month is down, the quarter is down. But if I go to higher time frames, it changes. Let me go to another one. Yeah, you see how the week is down? The month is actually up. So I don't know why it does that. I might have to get a different indicator. Yeah, you see how the month is up? And then I'll look at the quarter. Quarter's up too. So I don't like how it's doing that. I might have to just get a different a different indicator here. Now you can see that it's starting to change. I don't like that it does that. That I have to, go, and now it's looking like it's down again. So I don't like that. But the week, it was a 2 down, but it was a failed 2 down, but it changed continuity. So that's why I'm wondering if it's going to take the week out, and for it to be a candle, a 3. Now I did take this on this 2, and I wrote it up. I ended up taking profit around here, mostly because I was driving, picked up my son, let him watch Disney on my phone, and I couldn't watch it on stoplights. So when I'm in a trade, I will get to a stoplight, and then I will just watch it and see if it's okay. I didn't want to take the chance of the trade going against me, of my profit just disappearing, especially with the fact that I ended up getting a smaller contract that was more out of the money, and if it was going to retrace or start to pull back, a lot of my profit was going to just disappear. So I'm watching this for tomorrow and seeing if we get a little bit of a reversal. If we get a 2 down or a 4 down, I probably will stay away from it. If we do get a continuation, if we get a continuation, because there's so much um, buying power in this right now. There's so much buying pressure into this to see if we take the week out. And I'm also going to look at the futures here to see, and it looks like it did another 2 up on the 12, and it took up another 2 up on the day. So it looks like it's getting closer and closer. If it hasn't already, I actually think it did. It took the week out. Let's see. There it goes. It took the week out, and now it's flipping the continuity of the month to green. So more than likely, if Microsoft doesn't gap up, it'll continue up as well as Apple. So Apple, on the other hand, I think was an inside day. Let's see. Oh, barely hit the 2. So I was looking at Apple. It was an inside day for a lot of the day. So Apple and Microsoft, I'm going to eye tomorrow. I know it's probably going to hit a continuation of a 2 up to take the week out. There's a lot more room on Apple that it needs to go compared to Microsoft. Let's see. Yeah. Actually, they're very similar. So I'm going to eye those tomorrow. And if I get a um, maybe a 1, let's say I get a 212 on the hour, I'm probably going to take that to take the week out if it doesn't gap up really crazy and already do that tomorrow. So if you want to learn how to trade and get better at this, go down below to the link, click on it. Kia Keeley Taylor has a really good guide on understanding the basics of the stock market, understanding the basics of options trading, how to get into it, and he has an amazing trading academy. I do get a small finder's fee for it, but it won't take anything away from you. Also, subscribe, comment if you like this video, follow Busy Parent on here, subscribe to it, and this is a way that you could start to make side money, side hustle money for your family if you're working 9 to 5 and you're trying to pad your income or you're trying to replace it altogether. This does take time, but once you start to get to know it a little bit better, you can start to make some really serious money with it. So thanks, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of the video and subscribe when you get a chance.